Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tessie and today we're going to be recreating this style. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly do that and let's get right into the video. So I have my pattern paper and on the starting point, I'll be taking my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll come down to my armhole line. From the armhole, I'll take my waistline, and then from the waistline chalk your top length. So for this tutorial I'm trying to manage my fabric, so I'm going to be making use of 24 inches, but I'll advise your top length to be longer than 24 inches. So I'll connect my lines and label my chest line, waistline, and then my top length. At the shoulder area, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I'll use my ruler to connect it all the way up. Then from that point, I'll place my tape and check what I have at that chest line area. Divide whatever you have by 2 and you come in by ½ inch. And then at the chest line, I'll be placing my bust measurement divided by 4. Then I'll be adding extra 1½ inch for my sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now to curve out my armhole. So after connecting my armhole at the chest line, I have my bust measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1½ inch. At the waist, I'll place my waist measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1½ inch for my sewing allowance. At the top length, I'll be placing my hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1½ inch for my sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now to connect my lines. So guys, we're good to go. I'll go ahead now to cut out my pattern. After cutting out my pattern, I'm going to open it up. So I'll open it up this way and then connect back the lines. So just connect back the lines. So guys, after connecting my lines, I labeled the lines. So now you have to determine where you want to go off, if you want it at the right side or at the left side. So I want mine to be at the right side. So at the shoulder area, I'll be coming in by 3 inches. That's how wide I want the shoulder to be. So I came in here by 3 inches, and from that point I'll connect all the way to the armhole line. So guys, I don't want it to be too off. So from the shoulder, I chalk 6 inches. So from that 3 inches, I'll connect to the 6 inches and then connect to the armhole line. So as you can see, I connected from the shoulder to that 6 inches, and then from the 6 inches, I curved it to my armhole line. So we are good to go with this part. I'll go ahead now to cut out this area. So we're working on the down part. From the waistline, I'm going to be coming down by 2 inches and then curving it in. Guys, my fabric is not much, that's why my top is not long. So I'll just come down at the waist by 2 inches, and then from that 2 inches point, I'll curve it all the way to the other end. You can see that my curve is not really pronounced because the fabric is not long. So you make yours longer, it's better. So I'll connect my lines. After connecting, this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead now to cut out this part as well. So guys, after doing that, we're going to be slashing our pattern at this side of the fabric. So I'll be chalking 1 inch apart. So I'm chalking 1 inch apart, but I won't get to the extreme end. I'll just stop somewhere around here, and then I'm going to be slashing my pattern. So guys, I'll slash, and then after slashing the side, I'm going to be slashing the shoulder area as well. So I'll chop 1 inch apart. After doing that, I'm going to cut open that part as well. So open it up and we're good to go. So guys, I forgot to mention, before slashing the side, you're supposed to check what you have there, because it will help you pleat. So what I had there was 10 inches before slashing. Check what you have before you slash, so that when you're pleating, it will be easy for you to pleat. So guys, we're good to go with the pattern drafting. We'll go ahead now to cut on our fabric. So guys, for this tutorial, I'll be making use of this crepe fabric. It's not up to 1 yard, so I'm just going to fold it into 2. After folding it into 2, we're going to be cutting both the front and the back. I'll go ahead now to open it up and use my pin to hold it in place. So guys, you can see that the gap I kept wasn't up to 1 inch gap. It's because I'm trying to manage my fabric. If you want your pleat fuller than mine, make sure the gap is like 2 inches thereabouts. So guys, I'll go ahead now to cut out my fabric, leaving ½ inch all around for joining allowance. So we're good to go. I'm going to chop this part as the wrong side. So we have two pieces, one for the front and one for the back. The zip is going to be on the side. So guys, after chalking that part, I'm going to open it up and then we'll start pleating. That's why you need to check what you have there before. Like I said, I had 10 inches. So I'll pleat, and when you pleat, make sure whatever you pleat, you resort to 10 inches. So before you slash, like I said, check what you have, and then that will help you know the amount of fabric to pleat. So I've checked and I still need to pleat to get my 10 inches. So after doing that, this is it. So I'll do the same thing for the other part as well. So I'll go ahead now to pleat to get 10 inches. Guys, after holding it down, I'll go ahead now to stitch on that part to secure it together, and we'll also be pleating the shoulder area. I don't have enough fabric, that's why my pleat is not really visible. For yours, after slashing, the allowance gap should be like 2 inches thereabout. So I'll go ahead now to pleat to get my 3 inches, and then I'm going to be stitching that part. I'll also do the same thing for this part as well. I'll pleat this shoulder part as well, and then stitch it down and also stitch this side. As you can see, like I said, I have two pieces for both the front and the back, so I'll be cutting out facing for them. So for the facing, I don't have enough fabric, so just watch what I did. I cut out the facing for the top part first, and then I'll be cutting facing for the armhole later. But if you have enough fabric, cut facing for both the neckline and then the armhole together. Since mine will not be enough, I'm going to be cutting out the facing for the neckline only for now. So I'll go ahead now to place my facing on the fabric, right side facing each other, stitch and then flip it to the wrong side. I'll do the same thing for this part as well. So I'll place it and stitch and then we'll flip it to the wrong side. So guys, like I said, my fabric is not enough to cut out a proper facing. So I just folded the remaining fabric I have left. I'm just going to be cutting facing for the armhole. You can choose to use a bias to pipe it. I just wanted to add a facing. So I'm going ahead to cut out the facing for the armhole. So guys, I'll add the facing at the armhole area. I'll stitch and then flip it to the wrong side. I'll do the same thing for the other part as well. So after doing all of that, this is what it looks like. I'll close the shoulder using ½ inch, shape my dress, fold the down part, and then in case you want to add zip, you add your zip at this side of the fabric. So after doing all of that, this is the end result. So guys, like I said, this is just a tutorial for you guys. You can see that I manage my fabric. That's why the draping didn't really show. In case you want to do yours, make sure you have enough fabric to drape so that the effect is going to come out. I just make this tutorial for you guys and I hope it was helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Bye.